Hey friends, welcome back to this special Monday edition of Twin Cities Live. This afternoon we are featuring what's happening at Vikings training camp in Eagan. But today, it is not just the pro athletes taking the field. We're going to check back in with my co-host Ben Lieber, who's living his best life in Eagan. What's happening over there, buddy?
So much happening. We got the Vikings. They are practicing right now, just over on the a couple feet over from me here. This is TCO Stadium. This is the other stadium. They play a lot of high school football games in here, and then during actual training camp, they have a whole bunch of activations and really fun things for the kids. But this really is all about Twin Cities Orthopedics and what they can do for all of you here and all of you at home as well. So one of the cool things that they have going on is called a mini NFL Combine. So let's bring in Bill Welly. He is the sports performance manager at Training HAUS to tell us more about what you guys do, what you guys are doing here. And I do appreciate, for the shot, you got all these kids fired up to do all these drills here. What's going on behind me?
Well, thanks for having us. We got a little mini combine, essentially what the NFL players would go through. The kids get to simulate it. They get to see it on TV anyway, and they get super hyped. They get their results. They get to see how they compare to other NFL players, including the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, so that's really cool too, is that you guys have all those stats and performance metrics. So they're like, hey, my broad jump, how did Justin Jefferson do when he was in Indianapolis? You have all of that stuff so they can compare themselves?
Absolutely, and they get to walk home. They get to take their results home with them and show grandma, grandpa, brothers, sisters, whatever.
But I even noticed there's some bigger guys out here. I mean, there's actually looks like some college players out here as well.
Yeah, so we have actually some of our former players are helping with the staff, some of the sessions as well. So we get high school kids that come out and kind of see where they're at, and we got some really young athletes too.
I had a chance to walk through you guys' facility just footsteps away. I mean, it's a very impressive state-of-the-art facility. What sort of things do you guys do there from just a performance or recovery? You guys have a sports science lab. What can you tell us about all that?
Yeah, we're not just about football. While we have that side of it, we deal with all sports, including weekend warriors, right? From youth, college, high school, pro. We kind of embrace our arms around the athlete themselves and kind of take care of them holistically. So whether it's speed, agility, quickness, balance, rehabilitation, recovery, it's a one-stop shop. We have everything under one roof.
Yeah. Well, for right now, one of those things that we're focusing on is the football aspect of it. So you guys do a lot of other programs. So let's bring in former NFL player Lewis Kidd. I mean, I feel so small now. My goodness, Lewis, you are the director of football ops here at Training HAUS. Tell us about all the programs that you guys offer for a lot of the football players around here, both young and old.
Yeah, so it's awesome. I recently started here in December. It's been great to be a part of this awesome team. Trained here in my years playing, and now getting to be a part of kind of behind the scenes has been awesome. So doing a lot of stuff with the high school age and youth age football stuff, really kind of focusing on the offensive and defensive line, really, showing some love to the big boys up front. All the coaches always say it starts up front, so we truly kind of believe that, and that's where my passion is, and that's where a lot of us are kind of focusing right now. But we have something for every athlete. We have a ton of former collegiate and pro guys that are here, which I think makes us special. Guys who have seen it at every level, guys who have done it at every level and kind of reached that pinnacle, and now are doing what I think is the most awesome thing about the community, coming back and giving that knowledge out. Yeah. My goal is that more and more Minnesota athletes continue to work their way up, and we make football better in Minnesota, and we get some of these kids hopefully in a few years, and they're going off and playing college and professional and coming back and running camps with us, and giving back to the community that they grew up through. So that's kind of the goal, and that's our mission. We do everything from private sessions to group sessions, team training. We have a 9-man school, Buffalo Hector Lake Stewart, coming out to us this Friday for their second session. We've worked with Edina, Minnetonka, Lakeville South, and a bunch of individual athletes and group athletes, and we kind of just make it work. We try to make it accessible for everybody.
What I think is really cool, former Minnesota Vikings linebacker Alex Boone helps you guys out. Yes. I know current LA Charger Joe Alt was working out with you guys. Shout out Joe. He's a specimen. You guys need to follow him and watch him this year as he competes for the Chargers. But I think the important part about having former players is like it is physical, it is all this other stuff, but it's more mental. Getting that mental edge and that emotional edge, they can provide that to these young players so they can get a leg up when it comes to the head game.
That's right. And, Alex Boone's an awesome guy, an awesome mentor for a lot of these guys. And, he handles a lot of the college and pro stuff, and he's helping out with the high school stuff. And, with the Brute offensive line development and the line of scrimmage brand, which is pretty well known in Minnesota, like we've kind of got all these things kind of culminating together that I think is just going to continue to help us build better athletes and put some respect on Minnesota football. Bring some respect back to the game for us.
I like that, Lewis. Put some respect on it. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yes,
thank you so much. Well, let's get back to you. I know, again, we've talked a lot of football. You mentioned it earlier, but Training House is not just for football players, even though if you want to come there, and especially if you want some offensive line advice, but you guys, whether it's volleyball, soccer, you guys offer something for everybody.
We really do. I mean, from club teams that train with us through high school teams or individuals, we have everything. And again, we have 10 facilities across the metro that offer sports performance.
Yeah.
We have 14 high schools that we have a full-time strength coach in, so we're well represented within the community.
Yeah, I think that just like Lewis was saying, I mean, bringing some respect to these Minnesota athletes. We have so many Minnesota athletes here that people just don't understand the talent that comes out of here, and you guys are doing a great job. And again, it's not just the performance, it's the recovery as well. I mean, just a couple seconds, and like, recovery is so important. Athletes don't think about that as much. The sleep part, the nutrition part of it. How can you guys help there?
Well, I think that's a huge part of it, right? If you don't get enough sleep, it's going to affect your physical. If you're not getting the nutrition, it's going to affect your physical. So but a lot of people don't address that.
Yeah.
So dealing with those pieces, we have dietitians.
Yeah.
That'll help with that process. We do recovery sessions to help with that. We give suggestions and lay out programming. We have a House Performance app. So if you can't be here, we'll send you stuff so that you can do additional.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much. Keep doing your thing. I appreciate it.
You got it.
All right. Okay, guys, I hate to admit this, but I tried this little passing game thing over here, and I truly embarrassed myself. I need to find another activity. It'll be on social media later on, just my performance. It's probably a good idea. I never played quarterback, but listen, Training House has 10 locations here in the metro. If you want to learn more about all the services that Twin Cities Orthopedics, Training House, everything that they have to offer, all the other 12 locations around the metro as well, we're going to have all of that information on our website. It's twincitieslive.com. Elizabeth, I think that we're done here. A big thanks to everybody. Twin Cities Orthopedics, the Minnesota Vikings, KSTP. We had a great giveaway. We met a lot of fun people. We signed a lot of autographs. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to go take in, I think, the rest of practice and go cheer on J.J. McCarthy because, I feel like he needs my selfish support.
He does. He absolutely does. Great job out there, Ben. Thank you so much. Fun to see you out there in your element. We'll see you back here in the studio tomorrow, but there's a lot more to come from the studio today. Coming up next, Vikings fans, are you cautiously optimistic this year? Kelly is going to introduce us to a Minnesota homemaker that'll help you wear your purple cautious pride this season.